Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is a Stag. And this is a Life Lessons card, Major Arcana. And what you have here is the Stag is the guardian of the forest and the king of the forest. All right, in a normal Rider-Waite tarot deck, this also stands for the Strength card. All right, so this is a reminder of our connection to the universe and all of the organic life that is on the earth. The axe that he's holding, okay, I'll move this in a little closer, represents the human manifestation of the will to change the environment. All right, you can use that axe to hoe, the ground. You can use that axe to clear the wood of the land. You can use that axe to possibly, kill or an animal, for food or subsistence, things of that nature. The shield that the stag is holding, and if you look at that, it's also representation of the world tree. Okay, but it's a reminder for us to protect our natural resources that we have. If you look at the deforestation going on in Brazil and the change that's going on in around the world with climate change, this is a reminder that we have the understanding as humans to make a choice. To make a choice for good or for worse. And that, not only in our decisions about our relationships, not only our decisions about our jobs, social activities, the day-to-day decisions, but it's how we look at our natural resources. Do you recycle? Do you, compost? All right. Do you take care of, Gaia on which we live on? All right, the seas are becoming more polluted, the rivers are becoming more polluted. We're losing more and more forests and woodlands to, economic growth. People moving in out of the suburbs and, out to, the countryside. Because, some people just don't like living in the city anymore. And then you see the inner cities dying away and, not growing like they used to, And, that is a sad thing to see as people move out of the cities and away from, thriving, metropolises. So what this card, the stag kind of talks about is you reap what you sow. If we don't take care of those natural resources, all right, we are not going to have anything to, live on by. Okay, and that could be the farmland, that could be, the natural resource of wood to keep things heated, all right? If we continue to misuse what's going on, we're not going to leave anything for our children. It's going to be like that Six of Stones exploitation where, we've exploited all our resources, okay? The other piece of that is, you always see the universe recreating the balance in the ecosystem. While some areas may thrive in regrowth, let's say after a fire or things of that nature, you also have areas of the world that don't thrive based on, water levels increasing, all right? Islands disappearing out in the Pacific. Okay, glaciers melting away, up in, Iceland and Greenland. Okay, up in, the polar caps. You see these massive icebergs, disconnecting from, Antarctica. All right, that is all, it's natural, but yet at the same time, some of that's based on the climate control that we have within our own cities and the pollution aspect and, are we eating away our ozone layers, things of that nature. So that ecosystem balances itself out. Wildlife moves to different areas, where they can sustain themselves. And, we need to be protective of the earth so that that wildlife can, still be there when it needs to be there. On a personal level, it's also how the karmic wheel of justice rules our concepts of right and wrong. The decisions we make, whether they're right or wrong decisions, the stag kind of represents that justice of saying, you know what? This is wrong. You knew it was wrong going forward. And, this is the price you have to pay. If you're not willing to pay the price, don't take on the crime, I guess, is the best way to, if you're not willing to, do that, for myself, I think about those things, not for good or for bad, but I think about the decisions I make and how it affects not only me, but my family, the organization I work for, the organization that I'm in. Okay. And I try to represent not only who I am, but the organization for who I work for in a positive manner. I don't want any of that negativity coming on me. Okay. So somewhere down the line, karma is going to catch up to you, whether it's a right decision or a bad decision. And, for some people, maybe it takes to get to rock bottom. For other people, they continue to be blessed, okay, by moving forward. So, we are responsible for our own actions as we move forward, as we go through the Wildwood Tarot, all right, as we go through the Wildwood Forest, we are responsible for what we leave behind. And, what I liked about the Boy Scouts is there was no trace. Leave no trace was one of their slogans. And I would teach the kids that, what, when we're out camping, we don't even want people to know that we were here. Yeah, we may have a little fire. Let's make sure the fire is out. We don't want to leave any trash around. Okay, walk your area where your tents were. Okay, and make sure nothing's left behind. Because, that could be detrimental to somebody else who comes into that camping site. That could be detrimental to just the regrowth of, the site that we were at, for camping out and stuff like that. By taking care of that ecological system while we were camping, okay, we were making a right decision for our actions, all right? And, if something was wrong, you have to pay the consequences, all right? And, whether that was, raking up the area or whatnot, or, picking up the trash. Yeah, they may not have liked it, but guess what? You guys made the mess. You guys need to clean it up. So that was always important to take care of, the actions that we have. And that's true within life itself. If you're responsible for the actions and you raise your hand and say, you know what, I'm responsible for that. You're a better person for that because, you're acknowledging that you either did something wrong or something right. Okay. And, if it's something wrong, by taking responsibility of it, you're not putting it onto somebody else. That's that own karma that's, within yourself that you say, you know what, take responsibility for your actions. As you walk through that forest, take responsibility for every step that you take. Because that's what your spiritual journey is all about. The step-by-step process of growing, gaining wisdom, okay, and learning how to live with the consequences as you're on the journey. So that, that fool is meeting all these people, the wanderer is meeting all these people along his journey, and that's what the stag's kind of telling you, okay? I see what's going on as you're walking through my forest, respect it. The forest will respect you, all right? But if you make a decision, live with the consequences of that decision. The other thing is there's a realignment taking place with what's going on as you're walking through there, all right? And with that realignment, as you become more aware of where you are and the decisions you're making, you have to ask yourself within, how does this affect me? How does this affect you on your spiritual journey, the decisions you make? The decisions of, a relationship, the decisions of, the project that you're on. Not only how does it affect the project or the other people, how does it affect you as you're moving forward? There may be a need to be more responsible in this area, okay? Maybe somebody walked through the forest ahead of you and left a candy wrapper. Do you walk by it, or do you pick it up, put it in your backpack, and then throw it away for later? If you're walking on the shoreline and you see a washed up bottle, do you pick that up, put it in your backpack, and put it in the right, maybe a glass bin or a bottle bin to recycle it? Those are the type of questions that the Stag asks you as you're walking through that forest. That's how you can be more responsible within the world and on your spiritual journey. Now again, those are examples of treating the environment and the ecosystem for what it is. And I'm sure you guys could come up with a lot of other examples, for personal relationships or social activities or projects or work or things of that nature. But those are just a couple of the ideas. So it's time to welcome the justice within that fire of creation and face the season that the Stag is telling you about with honesty and integrity. And trust the universe. Trust the universe to guide you. All right? Trust the universe. Trust that that gut feeling on doing what is right and being open and honest, not only with yourself, but with others. By being open and honest with the universe, listening to your gut, open and honest with yourself, there's a sense of accomplishment. There's a sense of, I did the right thing. And if you continue to do the right things along your spiritual path, you won't vary off that path too much. You might a little bit, but you're going to be auto-corrected. You keep moving forward, all right, on that path and doing what is right. Eventually, that path is going to lead you to enlightenment, all right? And it's a journey. It's not something that, you can, do within an instant. You have to learn. You have to gain that wisdom. You have to move forward. So, that's today's card in a nutshell, the Stag, and I hope you liked it. Leave some comments down below, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is D for the Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.